saying there's a chance, last possible chance, in-store raffle CK. I rang up today, they wouldn't let me do it over the phone, so I drove all the way down. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased. Now, if you've been following along, this whole Lost and Found release has been quite the saga, but it officially ends today. This is the last video I'm going to do on them, unless someone just randomly sends me a pair, or the JD raffle comes in. But basically, Culture Kings Parramatta were having an in-store raffle, and a week after everyone else. So I rang up and I said, hey, can I just put my name down while over the phone? They're like, nah, you gotta come in. I'm in Newcastle. They're like, nah, it doesn't matter, and it will fill up today. So off I went. Saying there's a chance, last possible chance, in-store raffle CK. I rang up today, they wouldn't let me do it over the phone, so I drove all the way down. Let's see, I'm also meeting up with Ollie P. He's gonna put one in too. So if any of those two hit, it's RA for me from him. See how we go. And like when I rang them up, they said the allocation would be filled by today. So I don't even know if there'll still be spots by the time I get there, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Now, during this time, I've been having a conversation with someone who lives in Melbourne, whose friend lives in Sydney, and they were going to go to Parramatta and put their name down too, right? So I'm coming down the escalator right where Culture Kings is. I'm about to go in there, and I see his message saying, my mate got turned away, it's full. And I'm like, I've just driven like an hour and a half, 2 hours to get here. It's ridiculous. But we had to give it a chance. And luckily, they let me in. I spoke to the girl, she's like, oh, I spoke to you on the phone, yeah, we'll get you in. Awesome. So you're saying there's a chance. Okay, I changed my mind. We're going to Homebush. I remembered that they got the early Black Friday sales for members. I want to say it started Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. It's Thursday now, so probably won't be too much, but we'll see. If when we get training gear, we'll probably just end up with the Polo store though. So initially all I was going to do was, you know, the shopping trip, and then that was it, right? We'll put our name down, very limited time, then come back home. But I decided to go to DFO anyway, and being a Nike member, you get early access to the Black Friday sales, and I thought, look, that started yesterday. There would have been people camping out for the specials because that's what happens. Let's see what's left. Let's go through the dregs, and it was insane. When I say this place had been trashed. First of all, there was a lineup to get in. I waited like 5-10 minutes to get in. That's never happened at the Nike factory out there. Like, I remember I queued up for opening one time at Auburn, and even then, like, wasn't that crazy, but this was insane. And shit was just thrown everywhere. I don't know what it is when people, like, when it's a sale or whatever, people just turn animalistic, primal. They're just throwing shit everywhere. And even the lineup to check out was crazy. I mean, but when you get like a Nike Chicago Bulls jersey that's usually $110 that they've got for $55, then you get 40% off that as well. It's pretty crazy, bro. Like, even if you had a retail store or a resale store, you could buy up all them jerseys and you're getting it cheaper than, say, someone with a Nike account would. So that's what these people do, man, like, for a living, I guess. For me, the Zach LaVine jersey was probably one size too big, but I thought, you know, I'll just wear it around the home. It'll be comfy vibes, you know. For that type of money, like, you can't say no. I went to Asics after there, and they had the Gel Light 3s. Like, they had so many different colorways of the Gel Light 3s. The problem was, like, everything around where their sizes should be was like something else, right? And then the ones I would find didn't match up to the colors on the wall. So it was like, you got heaps of stock of these colors, but they're not even on the wall. And the ones not on the wall, they couldn't even find the sizes for, right? So I'm looking at them and everything like this, and I'm like, look, let's just try a pair on. It's been a while since I tried a pair on. They're kind of growing on me and everything like that, but I can't get over the flaps, bro. You look down at your feet, you see that, it just doesn't look right. You get a proper tongue and I'm in. I like the side profile. They're comfortable, they're pretty comfortable. I wouldn't say, like, when I think Asics, I think like Nimbus and everything like that. They're a lot more comfortable, but you know, it is what it is. I come close, I did try them on, there was my size, but wasn't meant to be. Outside that, the DFO was pretty much a wash. I saw these Puma Butter collab, Puma Suede, the Butter collab. They had 1,000 pairs of these, and they had them for a crazy price, and then 50% off that price as well. So couldn't give them away. To get like a Bulls jersey and a hat for 45 bucks, that's insane. Plenty of Gel Light 2s or 3s, didn't like them buy. For the sake of the Soul Kitchen boys who've been going on about them forever, I did try them on in a colorway I didn't really like, but they couldn't find. They were going through trying to find the one I did like in my size, and yeah, I don't know what happened. Shit was everywhere. Like, the ones on display, they didn't actually have pairs of, but the ones that they did have pairs of weren't on display. It's weird, but I don't know, not for me. That split still looks weird as fuck to me. I'm gonna go pay for parking because I mistimed my run and I have no idea where we do that. So on the day of the lost and found, I got in, I got the best park ever, honestly, like right near the door. Everything was going right. Got myself a top juice first, hung around, and there didn't seem to be that many people, right? Like, I've been to a couple of these Culture Kings ones, and essentially you've got 100 people that can enter. They have a maximum of 100 people for 30 pairs across all different sizes. So you could say a 30% chance, but it's probably less if you're breaking down your size, right? I just flew to one of the best parking spots of all time here at Parramatta, and mate, it was an absolute fucking chaos. All these people fucking they wouldn't even give him dude room to get out, and then like trying to squeeze past me, and I'm just like, one of these dudes is gonna try and squeeze into his spot, just watch. So I went over so they couldn't. Old mate tried to go around the other way and then sees the car backing out. I'm like, bro, just fucking wait. Yeah, it was crazy. The way they do it is they were checking people's size. They were doing. I don't remember seeing that in Melbourne. I don't remember nobody checking my size. They were just helping me to lace them up, get them on, get it out. But I love that. They were checking people's size. If that was too big for you, the first one I saw, a lady won a 7, but she wanted 7 women's. It's hard, you know. I'd almost assume that English wasn't her first language. I think it's just a mistake. Although her man kind of looked like he would be a 7 men. So I don't know, maybe they were trying to double up the chances. But it's about 3 sizes too big for her, and they just took them shits right back. They were arguing. Both the couple, like the man and the woman, were arguing. It was a sight to behold, and there were so many no-shows. It was crazy.
We will be ID checking you. So if you are a winner, please have your ID handy for us to check that the name on the ball and that you have entered matches your ID. Does that sound good? 3, did you hear them? Yeah. Does that sound good? Yeah. Perfect. All right. This is our most hype release of the year. Our Chicago 1 retro. Hasn't been retro since. All right. We've got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That will do.
So many no-shows, but it is what it is. Yeah, look, they were doing a thing where, you know, if they call your name twice, 3 times, alright, count down to 5. If you still ain't here, we're stomping that shit out. And I think by the end of the day, like, she started out with a lot of gusto. By the end of the day, she might have run out of steam, but it was pretty funny to watch. There was another person that, like, there was a couple of people that, you know, maybe it was a size too big or whatever, and, you know, sometimes they gave them the benefit of the doubt. I saw 2 more times they could have taken the shoe off the people, but they didn't. There was one guy that was like size 9, maybe 10, and he wanted the 114. And like, all of a sudden this big bloke comes out of nowhere, is like, yo, what size are you? What size is that shoe? Check his shoe. I kind of wanted to do that to the 2 people that I saw taking out a pair of 10s, right? Because, you know, that's taken away from my chances. But I'm like, I don't care enough. I'm still thinking I'm gonna win. And, you know, they're checking his shoe, then they check his size, and it was like 4 or 5 sizes too big for this guy, right? And the big guy ended up winning a 13, because that's obviously what he put down. Maybe he didn't know there was a 14, but in the end they let him swap it over to the 14 because there was no one else there as a 14. So it was kind of weird towards the end. There was also like one person that got drawn, but they didn't have any of that size left. So that person started arguing, give me another pair, and they're like, no, because that's not what you signed up for. You signed up for your size. It was crazy, man. Like, shout outs to Culture Kings. I believe they have the fairest raffle system. They treat it as fair as possible. But it's just the case. Like, not everyone's going to win. So people were going to be upset and that sort of thing. And like, I didn't win. My name didn't get called. I didn't win a pair. I still have no pair. Maybe JD finally releases some. I don't know, but it is what it is. You cannot be upset with how they run it. Like, they're drawing a raffle, you have to be there, has to be your size, they're checking ID, and then they're checking the size of your shoe. Like, you're wearing it, nah, they're too big, take them off. It's amazing. I love it. I just wish there was a Culture Kings in Newcastle, honestly, because I feel like my chances are just go through the moon. That's what I feel. It'd be so dope to have something like that locally, not having to travel an hour, hour and a half to get to there, but it is what it is. That was the craziest shit I've ever witnessed. Legit, like, dude with a size 9 trying to say he's a 14, then they make him take it back. Girl that was a size 7, she said, but 7 women's, they took it back. Someone got drawn, but there was no sizes left, and then they argued. Like, bro, it was the funniest shit ever. But Culture Kings do the best, the most fair raffle. They need to bring one to Newcastle, man, like 100%. This shit is wild. I've got like the best park of all time, and I've had people literally knock on my door. I had to like turn my automatic lights off because they think I'm leaving. No, I'm just chilling in the aircon for a minute, making phone calls. Fucking hell. Had to go back in. That's gonna really piss them off. Okay, let's wrap this release up. I want to say that Nike really dropped the ball on this release. They shit the bed. It was an absolute mess from start to finish. The amount of pairs that were on the market early, which essentially means stolen, yeah? So that's either, you know, staff stealing them, people getting them from factories, warehouses, stores getting them early, and then just, there obviously was that one person that took them. They were in the boxes from Nike and took them straight to Flight Club. So those things really, look, it's hard. You can't police that well. You can only do what you can do, right? But in terms of Nike having this really hard stance on resellers and creating this policy and everything like that, they didn't really do much for this, right? I heard that potentially they cancelled orders on people and everything like that, but then we're hearing it's not because people use bots, it's because pairs were moldy. Like, I've only seen the one photo that everyone else has seen, right? But it wouldn't surprise me. I've been in Foot Locker and there's been a pair of shoes that, oh yeah, we just got these Jordan 1 lows, but they got to go back because they're moldy. They're full recall on them. It happens. It can happen. But then there was people that had wiped their shoe with a sneaker cleaning wipe, and that red bled onto the wipe, so it's rubbing off the paint. I've seen photos where the reds like bled into the stitching on the midsole. For me, I felt optimistic with this because of the numbers. Obviously said that this pair would bring resellers out of retirement from the sneaker drop, and you know, I'm not gonna say recession because I feel like it wasn't that crazy, right? Over here anyway. I feel like in the States maybe a little bit more. I did say there would be a lot more resellers, a lot more eyes on this, because at the end of the day, like a Jordan 1 Chicago, even if you know nothing about sneakers, they know about that one. They want that one, right? Even people that know nothing about sneakers in general, they gravitate towards the Jordan 1, whether it be their influencers, TikTok or whatever. All the hype in the world, 500,000 pairs. I know a lot of people that hit. I know a couple people that got doubles, but I know a lot more that didn't. In-store first come, first serve, right? That was a nightmare. Absolute shit show. People like getting their pairs, going straight out there and then hassling people in the lines trying to sell them for cash. They camped there, they had all their chairs and then just left a mess after that. Like, why are we encouraging this behaviour? And they said, oh, there's nothing really we can do. Culture Kings just did it, right? You know how, and obviously, like, there was 500 people at, probably even more, at the Pitt Street Mall release. This is how you do it. You do it in multiple different raffles, right? So their one is usually 11 a.m, right? You got 100 people in it. So we do 5 different raffles. 100 people at a time slot. You be between this time and this time. You can only be in one. Show ID to get into the raffle. By the way, you got to wear your shoes out. There's a way to do it. There is a way. Absolutely positive. The other way too is, right, we're going to have all those pairs at Pitt Street, so we're going to have everyone congregating at at this one location. How many Nike stores are there around the country? Spread them out. If 500 people are at Nike Pitt Street, or who's to say, like, some people don't go George Street, some people go Parramatta, wherever. There's one in Newcastle. They don't sell Jordans, but for this release, we give them 50 pairs, right? Spread it out. You're going to spread the people out. Spread the congestion out. This makes no sense. If everyone dropped on the exact same day in store, you wouldn't be having pandemonium like this. Like, just for instance, right? Let's say up here in Newcastle. Let's say the Nike store, Foot Locker, and JD Sports all got an allocation, right? I can't go to all 3 physically. I can attempt to go from Foot Locker to Nike afterwards because that's in the same centre. It's a little bit of the distance, but chances are there's still going to be a lineup that's going to secure those pairs. Just not as many people congregating at once. You're not going to need all this security. There's 100 different solutions to this, right? I can make videos on it, and smarter people than me are onto it, or meant to be. Who knows? But for me, they just butchered this release. I don't feel like it has been tarnished in the way, say, a trophy room has. But it's not far off. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm seeing, like, on my IG, I'm seeing a lot of people putting them to feet, everything like this, but I'm also seeing even more posts online, people selling them on Facebook. Now, you cannot police what people do with their shoes after they buy them, but it's not hard to find people that are repeat offenders. How hard would it be, right? Equal Run Fair, they have a pretty big hold in the sneaker raffle market in terms of Australia, right? They're an independent company that comes in and runs raffles on behalf of other companies. So Nike, Foot Locker, Fast Times, there's probably a few others, Culture Kings. Who says they don't just get one person employed just to go through Facebook and, like, alright, I see your number, I see your name, all different sizes, so it wasn't something you bought and then didn't like. Alright, I've got 3 different posts, 3 different shoes, alright, rubber stamped. It will let you enter those raffles, but you're never actually in it, right? You're banned. It will make you think you have, and you just got a terrible win streak. I don't know. For me, it's just, maybe it's just disappointment because I didn't get a pair, but to be fair, I can't remember the last raffle that I lost prior to this, and I did say, this is going to be the one with the most pairs, everything like this, and that's what it's ended up being. It is what it is. There's a shoe dropping literally in like 15 minutes. The DJ Khaled joints. If I don't get them, which, to be fair, I don't even think I'm going to try on sneakers because they're sitting on Sneaker Dunk for pretty much retail. So why would I waste 15 minutes of my time to get the L when I can just buy them on Sneaker Dunk. If I want them. That's if I want them, right? Look, from the mold to the cancelled sales to resellers running riot to, you know, the paint wearing off to... I don't even think Foot Locker's actually sent out their pairs yet, because I saw someone post today, they're like, has anyone got their pairs yet? Because even Foot Locker sent out a bunch of emails saying, we haven't got the stock. So they oversold it. Is that a case of they oversold it because there was backdoor issues? Like, who knows? But everything around this release has been a complete shit show. Look, you may have hit a pair, so your perspective may be different. I'm trying to look at a broader view, right? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Look, let's drown our sorrows in that comments. If you didn't hit a pair, if you did hit a pair, whatever it is, just give me your thoughts, your overall thoughts over this. Because for me, I felt like Nike was using this as a platform to show, hey, we are really serious about this. But I feel like it was all big talk. This has been another episode of Creased. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. Peace.